I want to make a positive video. There's not much that can be said positively about the state of the state of the world. It's scary, but we have to have hope. So I'm gonna do what I can in diffusing the helplessness of this moment, in particular for creatives. I'm gonna try. I'm a little guy. I don't know if I can do it. Feel free to hang out. First of all, I just want to talk about why creatives are important right now when the world is on fire. It always surprises me how important seeming feeling political cartoons are. They seem so menial and silly and like passive, but I remember being like impacted by those the most during history class. Were you? I don't know. I use that as a small example of why we're important, because political cartoons, football. As people with a creative practice, it's our responsibility to be stewards of creativity in this time. Let me explain. Humans are creative by nature. Somebody else said, I wish I remembered who, creative people without an outlet are insufferable. Every time I journal, I'm like, whenever I am on my shit, I am fine. And that is true, because whenever I'm painting consistently, creating consistently, I feel confident enough to take on the rest of my life, which is a lot. It gets really hard during these times. Like, we're all freaking out right now, collectively, which is why there's such a collective call for peace and slowing down, paying attention. We need to be solid in our practice so that we can remind other people that creativity is a necessity and not just a luxury. That was a mic drop, but I didn't want it to drop on the ground because it would be loud. You're helping people out in whatever capacity you can do, whether that's posting online and reminding people like I painted and it helped, creating with friends, having like craft nights, paint nights, cooking a meal is so creative. The reminder of like, hey, you don't always have to be grinding, you don't always have to be doing something that you feel is productive. Go make some art, go make a juice. If you're a painter, you can represent things visually that other people literally can't see. And like, there's a certain resonance that comes with viewing a piece of art, reading a great poem that really gives you comfort in times like these, because how the hell do you put it into words? You can't. So paint, write, doodle, express, act something to get your creative juices flowing. Your creativity is like an organ that needs to be worked out so you can stay healthy. Creative joy is resistance. Creativity is resistance. I think about books and movies like The Giver, taking all the colors away, taking all our memories away, taking all the pain away. Why is there a light in my eyes as I say that? And I think we have a duty to remind the world that like there is more than cardboard boxes and manuals. We need joy. We're told it's like the last important thing, but they know how powerful it is. That's why it's taken away. That's why books are burned. We need to stay creative so that we stay critical. We need reminders that we are divine. Art and creativity is one of those things that exists in the space between here and there. We need to be reminded that there is a there. I think it's important that we remind ourselves that we're not detached from our divinity. It's not something that's in external control. I think we need to be reminded that it is a very, in a way, mundane thing. Not actually, but divinity can be as consistent as brushing your teeth. It's important to remember we have the power in our hands. In our hands. We don't have to wait for anything. We are powerful as we stand. You can look inward for answers instead of waiting for some confirmation. And I think in that way, we could be stewards in another way of being independent. It's not the typical path. And honestly, right now, I feel very smart. Like, some part of me knew before going to school that I don't know if the world's gonna continue to be here after I graduate. We are a living, breathing example that you can safely go against the grain and choose your own path, and you don't have to be a sheep. There is safety in expression. We exist to remind people that. That's pretty cool. I need constant reminders that like the work I'm doing is important and worthy. It's not just going into the void. In other words, validation. And I need some validation right now, that I'm not just like spinning my wheels. And of course, all of this being said goes along with, I hope that you are doing something else in addition to being creative. But if being creative is all you can muster right now, that is okay. Because with creating, I really believe you can draw, paint, write yourself to a better place and to a version of you that is well enough to call a senator, volunteer, to do a little bit more. We all need each other. And I hope you're giving yourself the grace to lean on others if you need it, to seek out help and resources if you need it. It's not easy right now, and it's in fact quite scary to be around. Anything we can do to better ourselves is a step in the right direction, because a better us is more capable of creating change. Yeah. I'm gonna finish my cherry smoothie. I hope you're doing all right. I love you very much.